Hi kids, how are you all? Ready to study? In the previous video, we studied cell parts, especially cell membrane, osmosis and diffusion. In this video, we will be studying more about cell, and today the first topic which we are going to take up is cell wall. This cell wall is found only in plant cells. In the last video, we studied cell membrane, and I told you that all plants and animal cells have cell membrane, but plants need more protection. So outside the cell membrane, there is this additional structure called cell wall. Now suppose this is a plant cell and this is a cell membrane. Outside this cell membrane, there is one more layer which will provide it more strength, and this is known as cell wall. Because it is for more strength, so let us write down the functions. Provides more strength, gives a better shape to the cell, makes it more rigid. You cannot shake a plant just like you move your hands or you pinch. It is giving it less elasticity. The cell wall is a non-living structure. Cell membrane is a living thing, but cell wall is a non-living structure, and it is made up of cellulose. Cellulose is a complex carbohydrate. Just like we have starch, in the same way there is one more complex carbohydrate called cellulose, and the cell wall is made up of cellulose. Now in the last video we studied about osmosis. There were three type of solutions actually: isotonic, hypertonic, hypotonic. But isotonic, because the cell size remains the same, so we will not understand this just now. We will talk about the hypotonic and hypertonic solution. Now there were solutions hypotonic and hypertonic. In hypotonic solution, what happens? The cell swells up. Remember, if you have revised, the cell swells up in hypotonic, whereas the cell shrinks in hypertonic. So in this condition, when the cell has to shrink, where will the poor cell go? It cannot keep on drinking water. Like you feel thirsty, you go to the fridge or to the kitchen and you take a glass of water and you drink. How will plant do this? So this cell wall protects the cell in such conditions. All the contents of the cell, they move close to the membrane, and very less water is then present inside the cell. This is to save the cell. Whatever is essential, only those things will continue, and when water will be available, the cell contents will take their original places. This is called plasmolysis. This phenomena, that shrinking of cell content close to the cell membrane, this is known as plasmolysis, and it protects the cell from harsh conditions. So this is a very important cell phenomena, plasmolysis, and it is very nicely seen in a leaf in a plant called rohio. It's a ornamental plant. People use it to decorate their houses. There this is seen very nicely. Even you can see it if you get a rohio leaf. Just break it from the center, peel a little bit of the epidermal layer, the outer layer, put a little water on this, and if you have magnifying glass or something, you put the part in a salt solution, high concentrated salt solution. Mix too much of salt and water and you put it in that. And when you see, if you have magnifying glass, if you see, you will see that all the things have shifted to the cell membrane. So this is what is plasmolysis. Now what happens when a hypotonic solution is there? When water is too much and the cell inside, the contents are having more of solute things. So then what will happen? The cell will swell up. So, but there has to be a limit to how much water you have to take in. Like you can drink, but then you know that we don't have to drink 5 glasses of water at once. So the same thing happens in cell also. At such time, the cell, and this is the cell membrane and this is the cell wall. Now in this condition what happens? The inside of the cell exerts a pressure on the wall and the cell swells up, and because of this swelling and because of the pressure, more water is not allowed to enter. So this is how the cell wall protects a cell in harsh conditions, in excess water and in less water. Now let us move to the next cell organelle, and that is nucleus. Nucleus is present in all the cells, plant and animal, except RBCs. Red blood cells do not have nucleus. The red blood cells in our body, they have no nucleus, otherwise all the cells have nucleus. The nucleus controls all activities of the cell. That is why it is called the control center of the cell, or the brain of the cell. Like the brain controls our body, all the activities in our body, in the same way the nucleus controls all the activities which are going on in the cell. That is why nucleus is called the control center of the cell, or the brain of the cell. Now let us look at the structure of the nucleus. Now this is a nucleus. It has a double membrane. Just like the cell has a double membrane, in the same way this nucleus also has a double membrane, and there are gaps in this membrane so that the things can move easily across nucleus and cytoplasm. So this is the double membrane called nuclear membrane. Just like cell has cell membrane, nucleus has nuclear membrane. These gaps which are there, these are called nuclear pores. Pore means a hole. So the gaps are called nuclear pores. Inside the nucleus, the jelly-like fluid is called nucleoplasm. Cell has cytoplasm, nucleus has nucleoplasm. In the nucleus also there is a special area where most of the functions are done. This special center is called nucleolus. Brain also has a special center where most of the activities are done. It is called cerebrum. There are other parts also in the brain. In the same way, the nucleus, the main part of the nucleus where all the activities, most of the activities are controlled, is called nucleolus. Now, in this nucleoplasm, there are certain thread-like structures. These thread-like structures are called chromatin network. They are very thin structures, chromatin network, but at the time of cell division, these chromatin networks swell up. They become thick and short, and then they are called chromosomes. These chromosomes, the number of chromosomes are fixed, whether it is any species. For every species, the number of these chromosomes is fixed. If the number is different, that means it is a different species. Like for human beings, it has to be 23 pairs, 46 chromosomes. If the number of chromosomes is 22 or 48, then that is not a human being. Okay, so the number of chromosomes is fixed for different species. Now these chromosomes have the genetic material present on them. They have the genetic information, hereditary information, the color of our eyes, our hair, skin, maybe some diseases we inherit from our parents. Now all that information is present on these chromosomes in the form of DNA. So these chromosomes have two parts: protein, everything is made up of protein, and DNA. So this DNA has the genetic information, and in the DNA also, the active part of DNA where all this information is stored, it is called genes, not the ones which you wear. They have a different spelling, genes. and these carry all the hereditary information. Based on the fact how is the nuclear contents are placed in the nucleus, there are two types of cells, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic means, pro means primitive. So primitive cells, those cells which were present when life just began on earth, those are called prokaryotic cells. Example, some bacteria. Eukaryotic are all the modern cells. We have eukaryotic cells. In eukaryotic cells, we are in fact studying the eukaryotic cell. So in eukaryotic cell, all the membranes, the nucleus, everything is bound by a membrane. Nucleus has a membrane. All the contents of the nucleus are present inside this membrane. Whereas in prokaryotic, the nucleus does not have a membrane, no nuclear membrane. It's just like everything is there, but it is all scattered in the cytoplasm. Such a nucleus is called nucleoid. All the things are there, but they are scattered. It's just like you keep all your books and notebooks scattered on the table, then it is prokaryotic. But if you properly keep them in a bag, neatly, tidily, then it is a eukaryotic cell. So all the modern cells, we all have eukaryotic cells. The old cells, example certain bacteria, they are prokaryotes where the nuclear membrane is not there. So all the genetic material lies scattered in the cytoplasm, and such nucleus, such material, not nucleus, such material is called nucleoid. I hope this much is clear to you, and if there is any problem you can mention in the comment section. I will answer all the queries. Till then, goodbye, take care and keep studying.